Hi FlossTube, it's Christy, back again after 3 months I think, and it's a disaster in this craft room and there's a disaster around me, but just won't pay attention to that. Thank you for being here and spending some time with me on this Monday afternoon. I just got back from a retreat and I really don't have a plan for this video. My plan is that there is no plan. I decided I was going to share what's in my retreat bag because I haven't unpacked it yet. Share a few finishes and some antique quilts I found on the trip to Jacksonville. I just got back from Jacksonville with a private retreat. The Loopy Stitchers in Jacksonville so graciously invited me into their fold, and I am beyond blessed. There are some talented women in that group and some I'm so lucky to call friends. So I'm lucky to be a part of that group. It was a wonderful 3-day retreat. My heart is full. We all got matching tattoos while we were there. Just kidding. We got matching fake tattoos. So they'll rub off after a couple of days, but that was a fun little part of our retreat. We had amazing food. I just love being in Jacksonville. It's so many more stores are there than my little small town. So it's nice to get out of my circle. In 2 weeks, well, a week and a half, I'll be in Palm Beach at the Spring Fling event. I'm sorry, that's not true. I'll be in Cocoa Beach at the Spring Fling event, and then after that, Owen and I, my oldest son, are going to take 5 days at Disney World. And then in June, I'll be at StitchCon, Weekend A. So if you're going, I can't wait to see you there. And then in July, I'll be at Stitch Florida, put on by Alicia of the Fanciful Flamingo and the Proper Stitcher. And then in August, I'll be back in Jacksonville again for a Florida retreat. And I think that's it. I can't think much further than that. So I don't think I'm gonna unpack my retreat bag. It usually kind of stays full and then I add what I want to add or take out what I don't want to work on. So let's start with there. There's no telling what's in this bag. This is my retreat bag. I've taken it all over the place. It holds so much. It is older than dirt. It is about 19 years old because I bought it when my son was a baby at this mother's resale shop. There was a lady there that was selling Arbonne. Do y'all know what that is? And she made these bags, and I think she just wholesale the big baskets and she just did the front. But I love this bag. I get compliments on it wherever I go. I wish I could tell you where to get one because it holds so much stuff and it's very sturdy and I love it, but they don't make them. You can probably make one yourself. First up in my retreat bag is my little chicken from my friend Melissa. She got this for me, Melissa at Neely's Needle Nest, and she also does finishing. She's amazing if you do not know her. She got this for me because we have chickens on the farm and we just bought 12 babies that are getting bigger and bigger every single day, and they're going to be let loose pretty soon because they're now big enough where I just looked out there and one of them was on top of the watering feeder, so that was exciting. They're going to be trying to get out of their little enclosure. It does have a top so they can't get out yet. This is my stitch mat. Uh-oh. And it hangs, it doesn't always, but it can hang over the edge. And of course inside I keep scissors. That's what just fell on the ground. And that came with a little needle book. And this is by Missy Lynn Co. MISSILYNN Co. And then it has 2 needle minders that one here and one here. I'm the world's worst about using a needle minder though. I look for my needle 100 times because it's never where it's supposed to be. Which you're supposed to put it on your needle minder, but you know. Here's the matching case for Missy Lynn Co. And inside now this is not how I live my life. My life is usually pretty organized, but this is a hot mess because each one of these holds the floss for my 101 alphabets that I'll show you in a little bit. There's 29 floss colors, and I did not want 29 bobbins to be missing from my cabinet. I don't know if you can see it over there. And so I just got the DMC and I just left them on the skein, and they're in here by numerical order and it's a hot mess. So if you looked in here, you would probably think that I had no clue whatsoever what's going on. Let me pick the scissors up off the floor. One sec. Here's my little scissor case that matches. So cute. Look at the little hanger fabric inside. She picked some of the cutest fabrics. Okay, next is my amazing case for my battery. Everybody knows what these are, but my first little, this is the Halo. I have the smaller one, but my biggest thing to you is if you have one of these, put your initials on it somewhere, because you would not believe how many people at a retreat they come in different colors, but how many have the same color as you, same size as you. And sometimes at a retreat, we put it over on the counter, because most of the retreats I go to, there's no power. They don't allow power cords across the floor for safety reasons. And so we usually just lay them over on the counter when we're out to lunch or whatever and charge them, and you want to be able to find yours. Next is my light case. Same thing. If you have a Halo Go, I put my initials on the bottom down here. Some people put it on the light up here. They make a circular one. They go around the daylight logo. But biggest clue, hint to you is to put, because a lot of people have the Halo Go. And we talked about this at our retreat. This is my second one. Anybody out there have one that's broken? 3 people at my table, their Halo light has started to break at this seam right here. And I'm thinking it's a design flaw. We all were, because it's like the 4th one I've heard of that's cracked right there. And some of the people didn't even think theirs was broken, and we looked around the room and found cracks, like tiny cracks at the back seam. So check yours if you have one, because hopefully they'll get a clue and fix that. I don't know. It seems kind of odd that all of ours have cracked in the same spot. My last one cracked there, like in half, and I ordered a new one. I was at a retreat when I pulled it out and saw that it was broken, and there was no fixing it. So I had to just make do that weekend. All right, so we have some water. This is so fun. We have some fancy sunglasses that Edith gave us at our last retreat. Fun in the sun, except the first day it wasn't sunny. Okay, and then inside here we've got some Tic Tacs, because you never know. I've got hand sanitizer, as my kindergarten class used to call it, hanging on it. All right, now we're getting into the nitty gritty. Here we go. This is my project bag from Stick Horse Designs. If you've been here a while, you know how much I love Stick Horse Designs. Here is my project I worked on one day during the retreat. It is so gorgeous. This is Act of God by Long Dog. And this is page 1 here, and starting page 2 up here. So it is 20 pages. I'm doing this in DMC 310 on just white even weave. I think it's classic. I won't get tired of it. It's a lot of black, yes it is, but it's gorgeous. The first time I saw this pattern, Gail at GW Stitching Depot, she posted that she was going to start it on her birthday. And it's a Sal, so I decided to join in with her. And here's what it's going to look like when it is finished. It will be, somebody said it will be an act of God if I finish it, and I'm thinking that's probably true. I may be 95 by the time I get finished, but isn't it gorgeous? I love it. So that's one thing I worked on during the retreat. I only worked on 2 projects. This is like going to be the year of big projects for me, because I've always done a whole bunch of little things, and I'm still going to do that, sprinkled sporadically through there. But I'm trying to get these 2 big projects, the majority of them finished by December. It's not going to happen, but maybe I'll finish one. My second big old project that I worked on was 101 Alphabets by Rosewood Manor. And of course it's going to look like this when it's finished. Hopefully there's a glare, but let's see, there we go. It's hard to get it just so where you can see it. It's big, it's made up of 101 alphabets, hence the name. But you don't get bored. I was telling people that this weekend. You don't get bored because it's like every time you finish an alphabet, you have some sense of accomplishment. So I did something, you know? And I always leave my fabric, I'm sorry, it's like a blanket. It's 2 for 1. I can cover my legs with it when I'm at the retreat and I don't get cold because I always wear shorts most of the time unless it's freezing outside. But here's 101 alphabets and it has such cute motifs. My son just started the lawnmower, so if you hear that, that's my son mowing the grass. But some cute, super cute motifs in there. I've made some progress. A lot of progress. Still more progress needed. Anyway. So fun. Okay, that's all I worked on. In the room, I worked on the Primitive Needle Halloween Parcheesi, my unicorn chart. I have it still in my suitcase because I left my stitching bag in the room. So I'll have to show progress on that in the next video. I'm hoping the border matches. I also have in my case, oh, I'll show this. I did not work on this weekend at all. This is Happy Christmas by the Prairie Schooler. I sure do miss the thicker cardboard charts because that one is so wrinkled. And this is my progress on that. Not a lot, but it's so cute. You just can't beat a Prairie Schooler, and it's been a while since I've worked on this. I need to get back to Prairie Schooler Saturdays. But I did go through a stitching slump for like a week. I didn't even do any stitching. And I think it was because I knew I was going to be stitching for 3 days straight. And I was trying to get my house all, you know, you have to get your house all organized before you leave out of town. So if something happens to you, when you go out of town, people don't come into your house and be like, she lived like, what? She lived like that? That's crazy. So I did leave stuff on my island in my craft room. And when I got back from out of town, my husband was gone, motocross racing or riding or whatever, and there was a bucket in my floor and my island was moved over. So there was a roof leak while I was gone. You never want a roof leak in your craft room, so it did get onto 2 of my charts I ordered from Market. You can see how it's totally ruined I can still see the patterns. It's not ruined, but I like charts that, and it messed up my book. I like charts that, you know, they're flat and nice, and my book pages were stuck together, but I think I unstuck all of them. But what a tragedy. It couldn't have spilled on the treadmill in the other room. It had to spill in my craft room, but anyway. Okay, I think I'm so boring. That's all that's in. Well, let's see what's in here. Oh, this is a project I was going to start, never did. This is November Grace from Twisted Threads. And I just keep it in this tiny little bag. And I could just throw this in my purse, but I haven't worked on that at all. I did finish one of those, but not the other. And I have my Starbucks, well, it doesn't have to be Starbucks, but I have my sleeve for my pink drink. And the ladies at the retreat were so kind to give us free patterns and this DMC to stitch them with. So this hands-on design pattern with the DMC, the La-Di-Da pattern, and this by Susan Aki. Look how gorgeous. And they had this model stitch by my friend Katie. They had that there for us to see, but isn't that just the cutest? Spring retreat, and it was so fun. So that's what was in my stitchy bag. this past weekend. Moving on to finishes. FFOs, not finishes, FFOs. This is Bunnies from Prairie Schooler, and they, in theory, all hang straight whenever I have it against the wall. But this is how I finished it. I found this pallet. I asked my husband to make me one out of pallet wood for 9 bunnies, but then I saw this one at Hobby Lobby and in the frames section, and it was $40. So of course I waited for the frames to go on 50% off, and I got it for $20, but I had to order it, so they charged me, I don't know how much for oversized something or other, but it ended up still being cheaper than if I'd have bought it full price. The only problem finding these in the store, I found 3 in the store, and out of all 3 I found, they were missing a little hook. So I ordered this one, and it came in, and it was missing a little clip. So I ended up having to call them. She said there were no more in stock. She told me to just, I didn't have to pay for it. She gave me, because there were no more in stock, she gave me a credit, and to fix it if I wanted to fix it or whatever. So I ordered these hooks off Amazon and the little tacks and made it myself. But by the time my husband would have made it, it'd been worth $20-something to him not to have to worry with it. The second FFO that I have is Crossstitch Collector by the Primitive Hair. And I actually got this in a kit. The board came with it. The fabric came with it. In the original pattern, there's more gold in some of these letters and some buttons. Maybe there were some little but I just did one big button. And I kind of made this little rosette on her dress my own kind of way. But I just love this. I can't wait to hang it up. I need to put some kind of hanger on the back so that I can hang it up. This is Crossstitch Collector by the Primitive Hair. I just love her stuff. Okay, now the fun things. Well, it's all been fun, but the fun finds at the antique shops in Jacksonville. 3 of the things came from Jacksonville. One of them came on the way up to Jacksonville, and I can't not even remember where I bought this from, but it was very reasonably priced. So cute table runner. It is all stitched so nicely, and the border all the way around, and with this same side, this on the other side. But look how nice that is. I think it was like $7. You can't beat $7. So that is super cute. So many times I can say super cute. Okay, that's one thing. The first quilt I bought the first day. I got to Jacksonville early. I went to the Great American Antique Mall, I think, on Presley Street. And this is gorgeous. It's a cross-stitched quilt. It reminds me of It's a Small World for some reason. Look at how cute. The colors, I think, are what do it. But the birds, it's hard to get a quilt. And let me do better. Do better, Christy. Okay, here we go. Here's the house, maybe. The house and the birds. So cute. You should see me back here. This is crazy. Okay, so you get the idea of just how adorable it is. No stains, just look at this deer. Look how cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, do you get how cute it is? It is cute. Up close, look how adorable. Okay, just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. $30. 30. Like, really? Okay, second thing. There was a brown one, a brown cross. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram. If you do, you saw the brown one. That it wasn't exactly like that. It was like golds and browns and more motif type squares. It was $99, same spot. And I thought, that's not my color scheme. I don't mind paying $99 because it was worth it. It was a lot of work. But really don't have a lot of browns in my house. So I left it there. Thought about it all weekend. While we were stitching, I thought I just could never close at 6 o'clock, so I couldn't really get over there because we like to eat dinner together, you know, sometimes or stitch together at the hotel. So I decided on my last day there, we ended at 4:30ish. I was gonna run over and pick it up. Got there, it was gone. So somebody wanted it for $99. So instead, I picked up this, and it said well-loved nautical bow tie quilt. It's not really well-loved. To me, well-loved means it has holes in it or it's stained. I think more it's just kind of doesn't have as much filling in it. But this is cute. This would be cute for the 4th of July. I really love those cute little bow ties made out of red, white, and blue fabric. Just really cute. And it's a pretty substantial size. It's just not as thick as most quilts are. But it will keep you warm. It's made out of like, some of it's like duck canvas maybe it feels like. So, that's the second one. Then I went over to Avonlea, same street. And I got there at 5:15. They closed at 6. The place is huge. So I've never run through an antique mart so fast in my life, but I will be going back there. It was amazing. I did buy a turtle, like a wrought iron turtle flower frog that the shell of the turtle comes up. It's really cute. I should have brought it in here, but maybe I'll share it next week. Share it next video. So, but instead, I bought this bow tie. This must have been the weekend for bow tie quilts. I don't know, but I bought this bow tie quilt from Avonlea. I'm out of breath like I just ran a marathon. I promise I walk every day. I walk every day. I'm just so excited to show you all this. Anyway, it's a very big quilt. Nice, no stains, no tears. Isn't it gorgeous? All right. I think that's it. I think I bored you enough. If you're new here, thank you for staying. If you're old here, thanks for coming back. And you have so many FlossTubers to spend your time with, and I thank you so much for spending your time with me today. Happy stitching to you. I hope you get a lot of rest and relaxation and stitching time in the weeks to come. Thanks. Bye.